I'm here today with Bill Brogan, Field Supervisor at Lehigh County Authority, and today we're going to show you some ways that you can easily protect your pipes in your home and especially your water meter. So what are we going to do first, Bill?
Well, today we're going to show two different methods of insulating your water line and your meter. One way will be with products bought at your local hardware store, professional type of insulators for piping. Your water meter is located in the front of your home. Usually in Allentown, they're mostly in the coal bins. You would locate them. 90% in Allentown, and other places usually come in the front of your home. If you ever locate a valve box, a black box in your sidewalk area, which is your water shutoff, usually that is where the line will come into your home. So if you see that outside, you can pretty much imagine it's straight in line with in your home where that black box is located. And then obviously there's a picture of your water meter. Here's the water meter itself. You will also find a unit that sort of looks like a spaceship. I said it's your reading device. It's what we install at the meters, so we don't have to come into your home to read your water meter anymore. Our technician drives down the street, and as he drives down the street, he has an antenna on his truck, and it picks up all the readings as he goes down the street. So there's no need for anybody to come into your home anymore unless you set an appointment up. Another thing to keep in mind, a lot of people are trying to scam people and get in their homes from the water department. The only reason we need to get in your home is if you made an appointment and called us. Otherwise, do not let anybody in your home. Just a little safety advice while we're doing the insulation here.
And our technicians will never ask for a payment at your door.
That's very true, yeah. So basically, I got this stuff, it's called Armaflex. They sell it at your local hardware stores, and it's about $8, $9 for a 6-foot section, but it's designed to wrap over your pipes, and it has a tape in so you can pull the tape off, and it's glue on both sides. So that way when you wrap it around your pipe, you can glue it shut and it stays that way, and you can do the whole length, and you can move this as far as you want up and down your pipe. This will cover about 6 foot of piping. If you have more than that, then obviously you'd have to buy more sections of the Armaflex.
Okay.
And that is how you would protect your pipes itself at this point. And then your water meter itself, another product you can buy at your local hardware stores, is obviously regular house insulation. So you're basically going to take your house insulation, and I already cut myself some strings out of rags just to tie it around with. So you're basically going to wrap your water meter with the insulation, and then you'll take the string and basically tie it off. Now you can tie it in a knot if you like, or a bow, whatever you prefer. It's very easy to remove. So I have a couple, so we want to keep it nice and tight. If anything, what happens here is it keeps the cold air out, and it keeps the warm water in. So the water is usually around 50 degrees or so in the winter. So this will hold that 50-degree temperature inside and prevent the 30-degree temperature from the outside from penetrating and freezing your water meter and your pipes. So this won't affect the reading device at all. These devices, since we can pick up the reading device probably a block, 2 blocks away from your home already.
Okay, so it's okay to cover that up.
Yes, it is okay to cover it up. The only way you wouldn't want to cover it up if you'd want to read the meter yourself, and then you'd have to take this off to read it if you're interested in that. Because these meters can be read off the register itself if you're interested with a very bright flashlight. You place it on the top of the register, and your reading will come up on the register itself telling your gallon usage. So basically this is a way to insulate it. That would cost you some money, where you prefer to go to buy these type of products to insulate your system. And this here will help you a lot and prevent us and yourself from being out of water and costing you quite a bit of money for a new water meter. They're not cheap. We're looking at close to $400 for a replacement of a water meter. So it's a lot cheaper to buy your insulation and your thermocell and wrap your pipes than having to pay us to come out and replace your water meter and be inconvenienced without any water at the same time. The water meter is owned by LCA, but it is the customer's responsibility in city ordinances and LCA rules that it is your responsibility to protect that meter from damage, theft, and from freezing, obviously. That's why we're here today. So that is one way to go. You can spend a little bit of money and do it that way, or you can get some basic household items to do the same thing. If you don't want to feel like spending any money on this type, I'm going to show how to insulate with basic household items and an item from the dollar store that everybody's seen when they go to the dollar store. I'm sure everybody's seen these pool noodles. Pool noodles, they sell them for $1.25 at the dollar store. And these pool noodles are basically the same as this professional wrap to an extent. This is called Thermacell, and they also make a product in your supply houses called, this is called Armaflex. They have a thing called Thermacell. This is basically Thermacell pool noodle. So basically you can do the same thing even though there's no slit in the opening. I cut a piece off to show everyone. So basically all you're gonna do is take a slice down the middle with a knife. It's gonna open right up for you. And then if you take another slice, it'll open right up. So you basically can take this, like I did with the other, wrap it around your pipe. Now there's no fancy glue in the inside to hold it. So I cut myself some pieces of duct tape, basically. So you just take the duct tape and you will put it around the pipe itself. And you will protect it from freezing just with. Okay, so I'm basically going to take the newspaper, put it on the pipe, take a piece of tape, wrap it on, tie the newspaper onto the pipe, and then just take your newspaper and wrap your pipes. Now, obviously, the more you put on it, the better off you'll be. Now, if you like, you can wrap it a second time. By the same means, basically. You're just going to wrap over top of what you did. As you can see, it's basically the same as the Armaflex or the Thermacell you install, but you can pick it up at your local recycling center basically for free. Most people do get the newspaper, have newspaper in their home. It's another way of insulating your pipe. Another thing for insulating the meter now, you could wrap it with newspaper, but we found it easier if you get like an old blanket, an old piece of clothing, sweatshirts, anything like that. And you're basically going to take the blanket itself, once again, and you're just going to wrap it up. Wrap that meter up as tight as you can get it. Once again, I have my ties I made out of a piece of cloth, just ripped up an old shirt, made a tie out of it. You've helped insulate your water meter. If you feel isn't thick enough, or you think you need more, you could take another blanket or towel, old piece of clothing, anything like that, and wrap it up tight. The idea is, a lot of places, is like I was saying, is the water is going to be 50 to 60 degrees. You're trying to keep that temperature inside here and keep that cold temperature away from that. So in this insulating process, you're stopping cold air from penetrating through, and if it does penetrate through, hopefully you have got enough heat behind your sources here through the water that it won't freeze. Obviously the best way to prevent your pipe from freezing is to put heat in. Now some people don't like the fact that they have to put a heat in their basement or in their coal bin. Even as simple as opening the door. Most homes have the coal bin, there's a door between your main cellar and your coal bin. Just opening that door alone, the heat from your boiler will go into that room and help keep it cold. You don't have to have it 50, you don't have to have it 60, 70 degrees in there. As long as you're at 40 degrees or above, you'll prevent your pipes from freezing. So this is just a simple way of helping yourself, saving yourself some money, and preventing you from having water loss or damage in your home and having to call a plumber. I would be concerned about any pipes that are exposed to the cold, whether it's a coal bin itself or even an outside faucet going somewhere. You want to make sure if it's by a window or a draft area, you insulate it and possibly either stop your drafts, fix your windows, whatever need to be to prevent that cold air from getting into an area where your water lines are located. The insulation can be left on all year long. In fact, it'll help in condensation issues. Sometimes in the summer, your basement gets humid and you have the constant condensation dripping off of the cold water lines. So this will also protect any condensation from issues you might have in your home.
And if the meter's frozen, one morning I wake up, there's no water, I go to the basement, I discover the pipes are frozen, the meter seems to be frozen, what should I do?
Well, what you'd want to do is you'd want to try and get heat in there first of all, and do not apply an open flame or direct heat. What I would recommend is a space heater or a hair dryer. And what you'd want to do is you'd want to have a faucet open downstream. That way, when it does thaw, you'll realize it thawed out first of all, and you can prevent any further damage from being done.
Okay, so first thaw things out using a hair dryer, maybe a small electric heater, not an open flame. And then I'm going to call Lehigh County Authority to come out.
That's correct.
So Bill, can you show us how to take a meter reading ourselves?
Yes. What you'd have to do is locate your water meter first of all. As you see, there's a cover over it. You just open the door and the cover. You'll need a very bright flashlight with LED lighting possibly. So you apply the light to the black solar strip in the back, which illuminates your reading. And it'll display your reading. It'll display serial number. It'll display if the water is moving. It'll show you a flow rate. There'll be an arrow on it. But this is the way you can monitor your own water usage if you'd like to, by simply putting a light on this, take a reading. If you take a reading before bed, you wake up the next day, take a reading again, you'll know if you have a leak or not in your home.
So while I'm sleeping or everyone in my home is sleeping and not using water, the water meter should not be recording any usage.
That is correct. These meters are designed to catch a flow as low as 1/8 of a gallon a minute, which is a drip basically it'll pick up.